noon hour here, November the 24th, 2025. Over to the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here. There's the one, special two. This is Lake Street, Stockton, Chicago, Illinois. There's the Aon, used to be the Standard Oil building. See the multiple levels of the streets there, the lower, middle level, upper level. See, we'll head up by the Aon Center. Used to be the Standard Oil building, Amico, now it's Aon, which is insurance. We'll head up by those John Kearney statues there. Krista, yeah. Aisha, Sabrina, Suburban Garden there, yeah. MJ, what are you doing there? Yeah, let's just check out the ice skating. And we got some wind here. Welcome to the Windy City. There's the John Hancock. See, that's Michigan Plaza there. Just looking down Lake Street here. We'll head up these stairs. Hey, we got Monday, November the 24th. Hey, we're still celebrating that Bears win yesterday over the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll take it. 31-28. I think that was the score. We'll try to get out of the wind here. We're next to this 1,000-foot, 100-foot tall building, 1,100-foot tall building, so we're going to get some wind. Hey, look at the nice family of deer here. John Kearney's bumper car parks turned into animalistic sculptures here. The nice family of deer grazing in the meadow. How's everybody doing? Hey, Crystal Blue Funk, how you doing there? Chicago, USA, yeah. So, hey, let's head over to Maggie Daley here. Get around. Turn off the fountain. People be like, I can't hear you, got some wind. I'm like, I know. Believe me, I know we got wind. Tell me something I don't know. Hey, let's see what they got set up here in the Aon Plaza. Besides wind. We got some sleighs. And we get the nice skyline. So once we get into the park, the wind should die down. The wind's heavy because we're around the Aon there. Standard Oil building. There's the Pittsfield building, a nice street wall. There's the Harris Theater right there. Hey, we still got the little berries, yellow leaves on the trees. So they got some decorations down in the bottom of the Aon. They took out the fountain. I guess it was too hard to maintain. I guess they still got some, I guess this is still barricades from when they lit up the tree there on Friday. I guess I don't know why they still got some barricades here. Hey, Naya Papaya there, Doreen there, Zoe. Yeah, like the flags there. Baja California there. Azul, how you doing there, yeah. Baja, beautiful Baja Peninsula there, Baja California. You go down to Cabo San Lucas. Hey, there's the St. Regis, there's the Aqua. Both of these are Jeannie Gang buildings. Both of these are designed by Jeannie Gang, architects. In Chicago, we're in Chicago here, Columbus, Randolph. So we'll get across Columbus and then we'll cross Randolph. And we'll get away from this wind. Trust me, the wind's because we're near these tall buildings. It's always a persistent feature wintertime. You get around these tall buildings, you get wind, which makes it feel colder than it is. Once we get into the park, it should be fine. I know it's hard to hear me until we get out of the wind here. So thanks for dealing with that. Hey, well, there we go. It helps out when I block it with my body. Look at there's the view to the Sears Tower. check out the ice skating ribbon there. Yeah, Columbus Drive. Went into Maggie Daley Park. Yeah, let's see if people are ice skating here. So hey, we can just tool around the park, check out people ice skating. We'll head over to Millennium Park. They have the larger ice skating rink open. They opened it on Friday. We saw it there when they lit the tree. Yeah, good afternoon there, James. How you doing there? Tombot, how you doing there? Yeah, hang on to my hat. Thanks, Tombot. Thanks for the gifts Saturday night. I really appreciate that. Hopefully we saw the Lindbergh light. Yeah, I need to cut out the reruns for the Lindbergh light. I forgot we saw that late Friday night as we headed back from they lit the tree there. We'll go check it out. And we're going to check out the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon there. Hey, you want to go up to Sears Tower? I got reruns of the top of the John Hancock. I can't afford. I honestly cannot afford to go up to, even with Tom Bod helping me out there. I really appreciate it. I can't afford to go up and see the Sears Tower every day. I got a day job. I got to go back to work. I'm on my lunch break. But hey, it's much more crowded today. Look how many people are ice skating here. Now we feel like we're really getting into the holiday season here. It's much more crowded now. A lot of people are probably off this week because we got the Thanksgiving holiday here on Thursday. And so here people are ice skating. There's where you can check out. You put on your ice skates here. Come out to the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here and skate to your heart's content there. You bring your own skates. You can skate the first time for free. I think it's a cheaper fare. And then see, you can walk on this rubber mat here. This is the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here. Part of Millennium Park. Well, actually, Millennium Park's adjacent to this part of Grant Park here. So there you can go inside there. You can got lockers, restrooms. So yeah, you can see the skyline here. And yeah, the skating ribbon here, Maggie Daley Park here. We'll head all around here. So this is called the Blue Cross Blue Shield building. And that's the Aeon, used to be Standard Oil. These is just housing. So the Blue Cross Blue Shield building is the giant building nearest the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon. Thanks for tuning in there. Joe, how you doing? Yeah, Tombot. Yeah, this is great. This is pretty nice. You know, they planned this. I remember when they planned this, when I first saw this around 2000, around the Millennium. And of course, it took them longer to build Maggie Daley Park. First, they did Millennium Park first, and they did Maggie Daley here second. They added this ice skating ribbon. It goes all the way around. It's you know, you can stay in a continuous circle, and it's not extremely long, but it's long enough that you actually feel like you're kind of skating through the woods here. And got nice skyline views. They have this open all throughout the winter season here. It go all the way until. How you doing? Yeah, Brian Really Chicago. That's good. Yeah. Saying hello there, friends and neighbors. Hey, look at everybody skating here, going around. You can get those little. Look, those kids are better than I am. Look how good those kids are just flying around there. Look at everybody checking out the ice skating ribbon here, yeah. Yeah. Winter Wonderland here. You can just walk along here. You can sit on the bench here and watch people ice skate. Yeah. Look at that, taking pictures. Yeah. Hey, this makes my job easy once we get to the changing of the seasons here. We'll just film the Michigan Avenue lights. We'll film the ice skating rinks. We'll film the Christkindl Market. We'll film the Lincoln Park Zoo lights. You know, you already got the Christmas tree lighting. Got Thanksgiving parade on Thursday. I got to check to see what time it is. It'll probably be too early. I want to sleep in. They'll probably make it 8 o'clock in the morning. Knowing in Chicago, they make everything so early. Well, let me sleep in one day for a parade. But and of course on my day off, well, I want to just stay home. They want to make me go back downtown. You know, couldn't they have it on I wish they would have had it like on Thursday or like today, like the Columbus Day parade where they have it on a Monday. Hey Lorraine, how you doing there? Dolores, yeah, Zoom Patrol, Tom Pot, Anna, Triple J. Yeah. So here we'll show you, they got the place where you can get hot chocolate over here. They got some concessions. We're still sticking by the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here. It's just, it's I don't know, I might be blocked this way where we'll see if we can somehow sneak around the back here. But yeah, I think we can here. They probably don't want people doing what I'm doing here, but I'm sneaking around the back because I just don't want to walk around the long way. But here, Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon park. See, they got all these tables here. They got concessions, hot chocolate, rink cafe. You can get your food and drink. They got hot dogs. They got hot chocolate drinks. You can sit at the table here, put on your skates, and go on the ice skating ribbon here. Maggie Daley Park here, Chicago, Illinois, United States of America, planet Earth here. We got about 50 degrees. It's not too bad here. Here's where you can come on and off. And yeah, people are skating on the ice skating ribbon here. Look at that. You put your bags and skate. You can get these little things and hang on there. How you doing here? Yeah, enter at your own risk. Here, we'll go all around here. Here's the Rink Cafe here, the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here. And here, let's go out this way. Thanksgiving parade starts at 8 a.m. till 11. Thanks, Robbie. See, look at that. So the day I want to take off and sleep in, which is Thursday, which is the day, you know, I'm off from work because it's Thanksgiving. People will be like, Brian, why aren't you up early streaming this parade so we can sleep in, and heckle you in the comments. I know that's what's going to happen. So we'll get up early there on Thursday and we'll film the holiday parade, and then I'll be able to get my turkey later in the day and sleep on the couch the rest of the day and watch football. I think the Detroit Lions played the noon game there on Saturday against Green Bay Packers. And who the Cowboys play, I think the Bears play on Friday. They're going to play the Philadelphia Eagles. That's going to be a really tough game for the Bears. But hey, here's the ice skating ribbon here, Maggie Daley Park. We got 12:10. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Sean, why do you want to bring that up? That makes me want to block you now. Like, we're having a good time just like watching ice skating rink, and you want to talk about deporting people? Seriously, in the time of the holidays, that's what you want to talk about instead of talking about ice skating here? Why do you want to bring us down here? Can't we just like enjoy a nice holiday thing without like having a political roundtable every single day? Thanks for tuning in here. Welcome to Chicago. We'll film the ice skating ribbon here. That's the first thing that comes to your mind instead of people having a good time ice skating here. You know, you want to have like some political death match. Here are people having nice, and that might not be your intention, I know. You just want to make conversation, and, you know. You can imagine how annoying and tired it is for me streaming in this city. You know, people bring up all kinds of political things every time, and I'm just trying to film like holiday scenes, not be reminded of how divided our country is and how much Americans hate each other's guts and how much America hates Chicago. Even at Christmas time, they want us to be destroyed. I'm just trying to show like nice images of Christmas trees, and people are like, you're going to get shot next to the Christmas tree, and kind of ruins my vibe here, you know. I'm trying to stay positive here, thanks to my mods and everybody else. So here, let's film the nice holiday scene here. The beautiful scene here at Maggie Daley Park here, Chicago, Illinois. People ice skating. Families just putting on skates here, having a good time, you know. We don't have to be thinking about deporting people, and, you know, we can just enjoy the holidays here. Yeah, we know what's going on. We know. I know everybody tells me to ignore the comments. It's hard to ignore the comments because part of my job is to read the comments, and if I don't read the comments, people will be like, you're not reading the comments, they're reading my nasty comment that I made just for you to ruin your day, you know, and it's the nature of live streaming. We're used to it. Hey, hot chocolate, coffee, and food. So hey, let's head over to Millennium Park. We'll go to, actually if I go this way, we'll get a little bit more of the ice skating ribbon here. Yeah, look at this beautiful scene here. Thanks for tuning in here. Welcome to Chicago. Here we got November the 24th, 2025. People are skating here on the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here. Here's where you can check out skates here. Let's check out the prices here. You can check out your skates. So Monday through Thursday, $17, $19 walk up. I think if you register online, you get a $2 discount. It's free if you bring your own skates, but then after that, it's $5. So they keep raising the price. And yes, the price of everything is going up in the city. Yes, there is inflation, even in the age of Trump. There was inflation in the age of Biden. There's still inflation in the age of Trump, and we notice it in this city. And we're part of America too. Here's yeah, there you go. Look at this here. Yeah, we got nice architecture. We got nice historical buildings in Chicago. Hey, look, people are skating without coats. It's 50 degrees. It's actually not too bad. See how we're away from the buildings, and the wind's much better over here. Hey, we'll head across this bridge here. We'll head over to Millennium Park and we'll check out the larger ice skating rink here. Thanks for tuning in here. We're just checking out a winter scene here. Yeah, break a hip. I know people always are like, Brian, why don't you ice skate? I'm like, I have enough problems. I trip and fall just like filming it, you know, without being on ice skates. I know. You get Liz Skate Chicago. I bet she can roller skate. I bet she can ice skate too. She'd be able to go around here, no problem. There's where we were at before. They got portalettes here. They got the Rink Cafe concession area here. You can lace up your skates and go to the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we'll be careful. We do the best we can. Yeah. Thanks, Robbie, and everybody else here. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in here. And yeah, we'll head across this BP bridge. We'll go over to Millennium Park there. We were there on Friday. Yeah, I couldn't get a signal. I was, you know, I should know that every year we've never been able to live stream. At least I haven't. The countdown of the tree. I think Jay City Walking Girl has better luck because she knows where to get a signal better than I do. But I could not get a signal anywhere on different phones, different network providers, 4G, 5G. So we just recorded it, and we got you some footage of the tree there in Millennium Park. We walked through the loop. Before the shooting happened, there was a shooting on Friday night. I know that people brought it up all the time. And right under the Chicago Theater, we walked under the Chicago Theater about an hour and a half before it happened. And I think the fatal one was a block over on Dearborn. And of course, people warned me of the teen takeover that we knew it was going to happen. And I think a lot of it's choreographed. They want to make sure every one of these big festive events are ruined, so the national news is violence in Chicago instead of us having a happy time with the tree. And I think some people are celebrating the violence because they do want our mayor to fail, they want our city to fail, and they want America to fail, at least portions of America, so they can buy it up on the cheap. And we know what's going on. I'm talking about Chicago, and we got violence all over this country. But hey, we'll do the best we can here. We'll check out this skyline, and we'll head over to Millennium Park. Check out the ice skating, and so yeah, people ice skating here on the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here, Chicago, Illinois. We're in Grant Park here. We're gonna head over Columbus Drive. Yeah, any day above freezing is a good day. We'll take it as far as 50 degrees. And it's going to get colder for Thanksgiving, but it's time for it anyway. So here we'll head around here, and we'll go over to the beam there at Millennium Park. There's the Aon, the Blue Cross Blue Shield. I'm on my lunch break from work. That's why I'm here. We're like, get out of downtown. I'm like, I got a job downtown. I'm on my lunch break here, so I think you understand why I'm here. This is easy stuff for me to film when I'm on my lunch break at work here. But it's good, you know, you get to see people ice skating. We'll check out Millennium Park there. We'll see if we got time to get over to Christkindl. Christkindl, it gets full. They start limiting people. They count the amount of people that go in and out of that so it doesn't get too crowded, which it does get too crowded, but it just makes people line up outside the gate there. So this is called the BP Bridge. It's corporately branded. It's a pedestrian bridge that heads across Columbus Drive, and it's been here for 20 years or so. They built it when they built the college. This is Frank Gehry, the architect, the guy who did the Balbo Art Museum in Spain and the Disney Museum in Los Angeles. The American architect Frank Gehry did this, and then that's when they did this BP Bridge, which is nice. See how it connects Millennium Park to Maggie Daley Park across Columbus, which is hard to cross. And it's a nice connection, and you got nice skyline views across it. That's why I head across it at lunchtime here. See, they're working on the Pritzker band shell here. Everything's like corporately branded, or whoever philanthropist sponsored the thing, just like the Sears Tower, the Willis Tower. There, we're gonna head over to Cloud Gate, the Bean. One day the Bean will have a corporate sponsor. It'll be the Bean brought to you by Heinz Beans. It'll be the Heinz Bean, Chicago Bean, Heinz Beans. Bush baked beans. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Yeah, and the dog talking to you. So they're working on they're repairing the Pritzker band shell. They worked on it last winter, and they worked on it this winter. They replaced the speakers and stuff. They was starting to rust and things, so they gave it a paint job. And I think they're replacing the seats. They're replacing some of the seats down in the amphitheater. And this is the Pritzker band shell, part of Millennium Park, Chicago. So maybe you can find more information online if you ask ChatGPT. I'm pretty lazy in my old age, since AI is dividing up the world and already owns the stock market and our political parties. AI owns both political parties, and you know, what's the point of voting anymore? AI is going to run everything. I'm joking. Here we're trying to head around. You know, I'm like, anytime somebody asks me a question, I'm like, just ask AI chat box. Just ask AI chat box. It doesn't matter what I think, what you think, what any of us think. They're just milking us like cows. AI wins the world there. There'll be one company with everybody own one stock, and it'll own the whole world, and it'll be NVIDIA. And Google will own everything. They'll buy out Meta, and they'll buy out X. And the Supreme Court will say, no, it's not a monopoly. You know, and the government will buy into it. Just like they're buying into the rare earth elements, and they're buying into the chip companies. All the corporations will merge with government. You'll have no choice. You know, they'll privatize Social Security, and all your Social Security will be dependent on the price of NVIDIA stock. It's great. Hey, what a great world here. Brave new world. So, hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago here. We'll head over to the Great Bean here. I'm just rambling here. Don't believe anything I say. Look at this plane. We've been watching these planes. It always looks like they're going to hit the buildings. And look at this. It's right over top of the Aon here. Look at that. It's probably 1,000 feet above it and behind it, but just from our perspective, it looks like it really flew really close to that. We watched one fly over the John Hancock last week. But hey, here's we still got leaves on the trees here. We still got fall leaves. Millennium Park, Chicago, Illinois. We got 12/21 here, November the 24th, 2025. Let's check out the Bean, and we'll check out the ice skating rink. That's really what I want to check out here. Yeah, Sears Tower's the tallest. Sears Tower's over there, so it's hard to see it. Maybe we'll see a glimpse of it from the Bean here. Yeah, the Sears Tower is the tallest building in Chicago. It's been that way for 50 years. Willis Tower, whatever you want to call it, it's 1,400. This is the Aon. This is only 1,100. So it's like the third tallest building in Chicago, kind of tied for the third tallest. The Trump Tower is the second tallest now. in Chicago behind the Sears. But there's the Willoughby Tower. That's the old Montgomery Wards. There's the Pittsfield Tower. This is a great being in Chicago. Cloudgate, how you doing? Yeah, look at this beautiful view you get to Cloudgate. See, the dog likes it. The baby likes it. Yeah. There, they're taking a picture there. Look at that. Yeah, Cloudgate here, Chicago, Illinois. The great being in Chicago. We were here on Friday night. We saw them light the Christmas tree. Wow, look at this. Yeah, thanks for taking the tour here, the virtual tour. Checking out Chicago. Here, we'll show you the ice skating rink here. So I didn't get much good footage of it Friday night. Yeah, there's people ice skating good. So here's the Cloudgate, Great Bean of Chicago. We'll get you more images of it here. Here is why I want to film the ice skating rinks open. This is the main one in front of the Bean here in Millennium Park near Michigan Avenue. So here's the larger ice skating rink here, downtown Chicago, Millennium Park. See, that's Michigan and Randolph, or we're Michigan and Washington streets actually. Yeah, look at that. People ice skating here. We'll head right down there. Let's head right down to the ice skating rink. Yeah, great being in Chicago. People taking pictures here. Let's head around. So we'll head down to the ice skating rink. We'll get you a grade level view there. Hey River, how you doing there? Yeah, I cut out the end so I can pinch the screen. You know, I do have some of the gloves with the special metallic tips, but I gotta find them. I had some last year. I had these, and there was a hole in my gloves, so I just went with it here. Here, we'll head out of here. What do you think? We'll head out of here. But yeah, that, you know, wintertime, you know, you got to touch the screen there to zoom in and out or scroll. So that's why I got the tips of my fingers there so you can touch the screen. The electricity in your body can connect with the touch screen. Yeah, Wisconsin. You got some snow in Wisconsin? Yeah, we had some snow just briefly beginning of last week, but it only lasted 2 days. It melted really quickly. Here, we'll check out this sphere. We got this digital sphere with the advertisement. We saw they added this last year here. There you got the digital sphere, or a little like the thing in Las Vegas. It's just much smaller. Hey, let's check out the ice skating rink here, Millennium Park, Chicago, Illinois. Here, we'll head around. This is right where we were at on Friday when we caught the tree. I was there, and I snuck up like right there, and I just started recording like seconds before they did it. I almost missed it because I was up there and I was waiting around too long trying to get a signal. But here's the ice skating rink here, Millennium Park, Chicago, Illinois. You can go to Momentum Coffee there, the Park Grill, and let's look at these people. It's ice skating here. We got about 50 degrees here, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. This is November the 24th, 2025. There's the Great Bean of Chicago there. People ice skating here. Yeah, look at that. Test out your skills here. Yeah, architecture. Oh yeah, that's why we show this here. Hey, look, she's spinning there. Look, she's doing the pirouettes. And yeah, how you doing? People ice skating here, Millennium Park, having a good time here. And the trees, there's still leaves on the tree. Hey, there's the horse. Here's the police horses. Here's the police horses going down Michigan Avenue here. Yeah, we saw some horses in the parade there. How you doing there? There's the police horses patrolling Michigan Avenue here. Yeah, very nice. So you got the lights here. Yeah, we'll head right out. There's the Bean, ice skating here, Millennium Park, 12:26 in the PM here, Chicago, Illinois, Monday. Yeah, look at that nice scene there. You got the Bean, people ice skating. Yeah, there's the official Christmas tree right there. We'll check it out at night sometime. So we'll keep going here. Let's head through the loop. 50 cents each. Yeah, thanks Toxic Donut there. Kelly Quinn, how you doing there? Bruce, let's see. So here, I think we missed the light here. We'll get up to these police horses here. I might still be able to get across the street here. Yeah, I'm gonna head across here. We got 13 seconds here. So here's the police horses. How you doing? Look at the beautiful view here. Police horses here. We're across from Michigan Avenue. This bus is gonna block me here, so actually this is what helped me out. Yeah, Washington Street here. We'll head straight over to Daley Plaza here, Michigan Avenue. So, Michigan Avenue, there's the Cultural Center. Yeah, the horse and the carriages, yeah. Well, it's a double-edged sword. People felt bad for the horses. And it's pretty expensive to take that carriage ride. I know it was nice to have. They used to be able to catch a carriage ride at the water tower. They had those horse stables there over by Sedgwick. We talk about it. He's over by the Marshall Field Garden Apartments there. So here we'll head through here. You're in Tennessee there. How you doing? There's a Chicago alley. Tuning in here. So we'll head under the scaffolding here. The Pittsfield Cafe. They're renovating it. Hey, they got the old time Santa. Yeah. Katie, how you doing there? Bruce? Aisha? Caution! Bus approaching. Bus gonna run you over. No, it's Washington Wabash. This is the back of Macy's Marshall Fields here. Hey, there's the elf there. Buddy the elf. Here's the Washington Wabash station here. Oh, we better get across the street here. We just made it. Good. Washington and Wabash. You can look up to the Trump Tower. Yeah, how you doing there, Thelma? How you doing there, Thelma? Thanks for saying hello. Yeah, we're heading down. This is Washington Street. We're heading over towards Daley Plaza. We'll see if the Christkindl Market is still available to go in there. We'll head straight across here. Oh, you live in the Smokies there. That's great. Yeah, very nice. I've been on both the North Carolina side of the Great Smokies and the Tennessee side. Tennessee side's, of course, Gatlinburg and Cades Cove, and that side of the Smoky Mountains. The other side's the Cherokee, the Qualla Boundary. And you can go into Bryson City on the other side. Both sides are equally beautiful. You got Cades Cove on the Tennessee side. You can go to Little Cataloochee, which they have buffalo, I think, over there. And there's the I'm not for sure about that, don't quote me on that. Here's the clock for State Street. This is the corner of Macy's Marshall Fields here, and we're heading across State Street right at Washington here. And there you can look up to all the trumpets there. Chicago Theater's that way. There's State Street looking the other way here. They're blocking off the sidewalk here, but there's Macy's. There's the train heading across there. So yeah, we'll head across the street here. Here's Macy's Marshall Field. They got the TV cameras there. So they're filming something. Yeah, we'll head this way. Yeah, let's head over to the Christkindl Market here and see what's looking there. City in the Sky, New York City, yeah. Closed down, yeah. Yeah, 1996, we were checking out the Christkindl Market. We were checking out the mugs. They go back to 1996. I think there was a gap between 1996 and 1999, but people collect the mugs from every year. And 2020 is a hard one to find because I don't think they had it during the pandemic year, but they did make a virtual one. So if you're a hardcore collector, get that 2020 Christkindl Market gluten wine mug there, collector's mug. So if there's a line to get in, we'll just show it to you. We went into it on Friday. It looks like there's a line to get in. So they're limiting the capacity, and it gets really crowded at lunchtime. So we'll just show you how crowded it is. And yeah, people are waiting in line. And it wasn't, we were really lucky. We got in on Friday. I went right over there right at noon. And it seems like if you wait later into the lunchtime, you can't get in there. And so we'll just show you how long the lines are. If you want to see the inside of the Christkindl Market here at Daley Plaza, Chicago, Illinois, check out my live rerun from Friday, November the 21st. Before the weekend, we went through there. We spent a half an hour checking out, and I got reruns. People aren't even watching the reruns I'm posting. Why do I need to make more? We've already got reruns that I can still post from Friday that people haven't watched yet. Am I going to make more until people watch the ones I already showed? Here, we'll show you how long this line is. So the line starts all the way half the block that way. It wraps around here. This is the line to get into the Christkindl Market here, Daley Plaza, Chicago, Illinois. We were here on Friday. We gave you a sneak peek. I'm glad we did then because it gets so crowded. And on weekends, it even gets more crowded than this. This is the Daley Plaza, Chicago, Illinois, the Christkindl Market here. And this is the line to get in. So you probably got to wait a half an hour just to get through this line to get in there. And it goes both ways. There's a line that goes both ways. Here it is. Welcome into the Christkindl Market here, Chicago, Illinois. We got November the 24th, 2025. It's a big, long line both ways. Probably a half an hour, to get in here. And people are trying to take pictures as we walk by here. There's the Bears fans. The Bears beat the Pittsburgh Steelers there yesterday, 31-27. Was that the score? Or was it 41-38? I don't know. It was something like that. I think it was 31-28. I keep getting it. But look at this line. This is the line to get into the Christkindl Market here, Daley Plaza, Chicago, Illinois. We got 12:35 in the PM here. This is Monday, November the 24th. And I have, years past, we used to always be able to just go over here at lunchtime and just walk in and out. And I think they're limiting the amount of people in there now. And so this is why the lines get really long. And there's the Daley Plaza Christkindl Market. So we'll just head over to the Thompson Center. We'll show you the construction progress on the Thompson Center for the new Google here, Chicago, Illinois, Loop of Chicago here. We got 12:35. Thanks for tuning in here in the PM. There's City Hall. So the line goes all the way back to the middle of the block here. Here's the people, and here's the exit only here for the Christkindl Market here, Daley Plaza, Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, you see that line? That line's crazy. Yeah, you don't see a line where you're at. That's good. These positives and negatives. There's negatives living in the city. Maybe you can. Maybe someone will let you in that door. If you knock on that door, they might let you in the back. give them. Say, I'll buy you a gluten wine. But here, let's check out the construction progress at the Thompson Center. This is going to be the new Google here, the old State of Illinois building designed by Hellman Jan, Chicago, Illinois. This is at Randolph and Clark Street, Chicago, Illinois. We got 12:36. So hey, we'll just head over to the Riverwalk. We'll see if there's any hot tub boats out. Tis the season for the hot tub boats. Anybody see them out yet? They take them out in the wintertime because there's less boat traffic. Here, we'll head up Clark Street here. We'll go past this construction. Hey, the curtain wall's looking nice. So this is the new Google, the Thompson Center, Clark and Randolph here, Clark Construction. Some people tuned in. They said their family members were working on this. There's a live weld going on here. Here's Randolph Street, the Nederlander Theater's that way. There's the Cadillac Palace City Hall. We're at Randolph and Clark here, Chicago, Illinois. United States of America, planet Earth. We got 50 degrees, about 10 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. There's the glass curtain wall here. So we'll head through here. Yeah, we'll head up to the Riverwalk. Halloween. You just seen the hot tub boat? Hey, maybe we'll see the hot tub boat. Good, thanks. That's a good sign there. Thanks for the tip there. Yeah, seeing the big city. Life in the big city. Yeah, I know. I guess I signed off too early this morning. I didn't mean to freak people out. I got to work like a few minutes early, and I just abruptly signed off, and people thought something happened. Usually I do like goodbyes and stuff like that, but I think I probably had to use the restroom or something, so I just quick signed off. I've been trying to stay hydrated more before. If I drink water before my walks, an hour and a half into them, I really got to use the restroom, and so I'm trying to stay hydrated because you lose moisture the whole time you're talking, and I would get really dehydrated, but I wouldn't want to use the restroom, and so it's a fine line. I don't want to damage my kidneys. But here's the Thompson Center construction here. See the construction elevators here. There's the train pulling out of the Clark and Lake Station here on the Loop of Chicago. Hey, get your real ID, Super Center. Because the DMV used to be in there, and so they had to move it across the street. There's go to Lake and Clark Street here to get your real ID, Super Center. Here's underneath the elevated tracks here on Lake Street, Chicago, Illinois. So you can look that way. It goes all the way to Austin and Garfield Park. We'll head through here. And hey, you got the taco trucks here. Yeah, get your food. Clark Street, ride the divvy bikes here. Yeah, blessings there. Everybody ready for Thanksgiving? Everybody get ready for your turkey dinner there. Don't be a dock blocker. So if you just joined, we're in Chicago. We're in Clark Street. We'll head up to the Chicago River here. We got about 12:39. We checked out the ice skating. And the Christkindl market is packed. There's a line both ways, probably a half an hour wait to get inside, so we're not going to make it. But we saw it on Friday. It's a good thing we got in there on Friday. We were able to just walk in, and then there was a line when we came out. So I guess the key is maybe tomorrow, maybe I'll try to go there right when it opens or earlier, and we might be able to get in there right when it opens at 11 o'clock. We'll figure it out. Here, we'll cross Wacker Drive here. Here's Merchandise Mart. They got it lit up nice at night. They got the red and green. And we'll start to look for the red and green on the buildings. Some of the buildings are still purple for the Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. Here's Wacker Drive. We'll head down to the Riverwalk here, Chicago River. Yeah, we'll look for Elvis. Anybody see Elvis? Yeah. I saw Elvis was with Elvis was on YouTube for something. I forget what it was. Here, let's show you the Chicago River before we head down to the bottom. Here we're on Clark Street. These are Basque bridges. Remember, we see these things lift for the sailboats. There's RPM Seafood. There's the Chicago River. There's the Marina Towers, one of them. And then see, they got all the tiny tap. They're working on the State Street. You can look that way towards the Wolf Point, the confluence. They light this building up, all these buildings. So you can see all the way to the 400 Lakeshore. Yeah, Elvis is from Memphis. You're right, Elvis. I spent some time in Memphis. I like going to the southern part of the downtown. There's an Amtrak station down there, and there's some diners across there. And you go into the restrooms, it says Elvis shit here. It was Elvis, Memphis there, south end, Graceland, going down towards Graceland, Memphis, Tennessee. Graceland south of Memphis is going towards Mississippi. But I've never been to Graceland. I know my aunt Lorene loves Elvis. I'm sure she's been to Graceland and paid her respects. But hey, we're on Chicago Riverwalk here, Chicago, Illinois. We got 12:42. We're just tootling around. Lunchtime here, nothing big. We saw some ice skating. You can rewind and check that out Here, let's stay up here on the top here. We often don't get to go up here. Usually there's people sitting up here. There's Marina Towers, John Goldberg, the architect. There's the Quaker Oats building. They got this all packed up here, the Tiny Tap. Toronto's tuning in, that's good. Yeah, Graceland, mid-80s there. Yeah. Under stress, 24/7. Walking in Memphis. Yeah, good. I'm glad some people walking in Memphis there. Yeah, Crystal Blue Funk, she tunes in from Memphis. We got other people tuning from Memphis. Thanks for tuning in. See, there's the House of Blues. The House of Blues in Chicago. It's behind the Marina Towers. Corn Cob buildings there. And there's Clark Street Bridge. Right around here. Yeah, thanks, Mimi. How you doing there? Mental health. Yeah, mental health's very important. Yeah, Memphis is okay. I like you know, I like cities more than most people because I'm an urban planner, so I can tolerate. You know, I find things to like about East St. Louis and Detroit. You know, so you know, I'm pretty hardcore with. I like the grittiness of cities as well, because that's part of the cities. You got to take positive and negatives with cities. There's not all good. Sometimes you're uncomfortable in cities. You know, I know that. Feel dangerous and feel unease. But Memphis, they have, at least they used to have some really nice trolleys downtown. They had historical trolley lines that you could ride these different trolleys, and it was very unique. Like, you know, New Orleans, of course, still has the trolleys, the streetcars, as does San Francisco, but Memphis does. Most people don't realize that, or at least they did. I don't know if they still have the funding to run them, but they had some trolleys downtown Memphis. And Beale Street, you know, it just, Beale Street's nice, but it could use some more help, as everybody can. Chicago could use more help too. Look, there's the hot tub boats. There's the hot tub boats here. So probably at night people rent those, and you'll see them out on the river. You can rent the hot tub boats. I don't know how much they cost. You can check online, everything for a price. But here's the Marina Towers there, corn cob buildings. John Goldberg's the architect. We're on the Chicago Riverwalk here, just taking a little lunch jaunt here. 50 degrees Fahrenheit. There's the pigeon there eating a straw. City Winery. We got everything pretty much closed up for the season. We're still working on the State Street. But yeah, people get those hot tub boats out. They rent them in the wintertime. Yeah, Grandma's Corner, how you doing there? George, Pizza Lisa, Bobby, Michael, Patty, Kirkland. Yeah, how's everybody doing here? Well, I honestly, unless the stock market sells off more, see, all my money is on betting that the stock market's going to sell off, and until it does, I'm not going to have any money for the hot tub boats there. But yeah, maybe someday if we strike it rich, yeah, we'll be in the hot tub boat. That would be nice to do a live stream. I've seen, you know, Chicago by Ren. You remember Chicago by Ren? I don't even know if she still posts stuff. I guess she does. She's big. Chicago Best Day Food. They're always in the hot tub boat. They're always promoting the stuff because they're more into promoting consumerism and buying stuff and influencing people to purchase stuff. I mostly influence people to do stuff that's free. If the hot tub boat was free, yeah, I'd be all over it. But I do mostly free cultural events, free, you know, even the Lincoln Park Zoo lights that we're going to tonight. I got a free ticket, you know. I'm just that's the way I am. I just sometimes you have to pay for something. It just takes the fun out of it for me. I like doing things for free, especially in this city where we're taxed so much and everything's so expensive. I like finding things that are free. So if I try to influence people to do anything, it's not to spend money. So thanks for tuning in here. I'm a weirdo that way. But here we're on the Chicago Riverwalk. Yeah, we'll head right up to Michigan Avenue here. We got time at 12:47 here. So they closed up the Vietnam War Memorial. There's a fountain there. They got the flags back up here. Heated indoors. Here you go to Chicago Brew House. You go inside. They got beer drinking inside. Chicago Riverwalk here. We're under the Trump Tower. And there's the Marina Towers. And there's the boat there. Hey, they got the history of beer in Chicago all through Prohibition, the beer barons. Hey, the Wabash Avenue Bridge, the Langham Hotels there in the former IBM building. Now it's the American Medical Association Plaza. Riverdale. You talking about Riverdale? Yeah, Riverdale's a suburb south of Chicago there. Yeah, I mean, I've actually been to Riverdale, but it's been a long time. I've actually taken the Metro there. The Metro goes right through there, I guess, towards Blue Island. But yeah, I'm missing some of the side conversations. I didn't know what was going on with Riverdale there. But here, this is the Trump Tower here. We're in Chicago. This is Chicago River. We just went over the Wabash Avenue Bridge. We'll head over to the Michigan Avenue Bridge. We got this nice view to the Wrigley and Tribune building. We got Monday, November the 24th here, 2025 here. We're just heading down the Riverwalk. Yeah, I know. Look, you see the bottom three levels. 1, 2, and that's a whole third level with the mezzanine. You see these four bottoms? These have been vacant the entire time this building has been up. I don't think when Trump developed this, when he had the local guy, the guy we saw at the Bloomingdale's Mall, he's the local Chicago guy. His last name's Rashek. He's married to the woman from E! Entertainment TV there. They live in Chicago. He won the first Apprentice. They developed this. I don't think Trump ever wanted, the city made him do that. They made him add this riverfront Esplanade. He's like, I'll show them. They've never leased it out. They probably purposely make the lease so high that no one will lease them out, and they probably write off the depreciation, which I know that might be the smart business thing to do, but it hurts the local tax base. And so they're probably happy to do it. You know, and I know there's people that tune in that live in that building there. You know, I try to just show you the Trump Tower. I try not to, you know, flip it off like we see other people doing it here. Here's, we just point out this Trump Tower in Chicago. It's where the Sun-Times building used to be. It's the second tallest building in Chicago. I remember when the Trump wasn't on there, they added that several years later after it was built. You know, a Democratic alderman from Chicago, he's now been disgraced. His name was Ed Burke. He helped get that on there, and he used his law firm and took Trump's money, and now he's disgraced, no longer an alderman. Not just because of that, because of other corruption. So yes, there is corruption in Chicago, but the corruption touches both parties. It's not just the Democrats. It was the Democrats helping out the Republicans. Isn't that amazing? Wow. Welcome to the city that works. Here's, and I might have said that wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. Here's the Wrigley building, the Tribune Tower. And here we got 1250. Yeah, let's head up here. Let's head up to the Michigan Avenue Bridge here. We'll get the nice view. We could probably head across and come back here. Hey, look at the nice view there. There's the Wrigley building, the Tribune Tower. Heading up the stairs here. Here's Lower Wacker Drive. See the Blues Brothers there, yeah. Here's the Intercontinental Hotel behind it there with the Onion Dome. The Wrigley building, Tribune Tower, Chicago, Illinois. Heading up the stairs here from the Riverwalk up to Michigan Avenue. Yeah, check it out there. Ed Burke, yeah, he goes all the way back to Jane Byrne. Yeah, Jane Byrne was the mayor of Chicago back in. So here's the top here. Here's hey, he's got the big camera there. There's Tex with the big camera there. Look at that. Get the nice view there, yeah. Very nice. So here in Wacker, Michigan, Chicago, Illinois, there's the London House. I'll show you the bridge here. Put your photo on a vintage newspaper. That's what he was doing with that old-time camera there. They'll put your picture right on the newspaper there. There's the Wrigley and the Tribune Tower, Michigan Avenue. Yeah, 1252. So we'll walk over. We'll show you the Christmas tree under the Wrigley building, and then I'm gonna head back to work here. Head like a hole. I'll sing the old 9 Inch Nails song. Hey, look at that, the Wrigley Building Tribune Tower. Sauble, Michigan Avenue Bridge here. What a beautiful day. Let's head around here. Yeah, I got to get back to work there. Thanks, Pizza Lisa. Well, people give me stuff to do. People are like, go here, go there, do this, do that. Yeah, how you doing here? So here we'll head up Michigan Avenue. Hiya papaya there. Yeah, look at these amazing buildings here, the craftsmanship. There's the Chicago River there. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so yeah, after tonight, probably I'll try to start just before 5 p.m. I'll try to get a head start. It'll already be dark at 5 p.m. We'll head up Michigan Avenue. How you doing? We'll head up Michigan Avenue and we'll go up to, after we do Michigan Avenue lights, which should take about a half an hour, we'll hop on a divvy bike and we'll head straight up to the Lincoln Park Zoo. I got a ticket to get in the Lincoln Park Zoo. We'll check out the Lincoln Park Zoo lights. And we'll give you an overview of all that if you want to check that out tonight. So that'll probably be tonight after 6 o'clock. Here's the Here's the Nutcracker here. Here's the Ghirardelli here, and they're going to take a picture there too. Here's the Christmas tree. Ernesto Chicago Nuggies has a good rerun. I think they kicked this off on Friday night. They had some music and stuff here. Here's the Christmas tree under the Wrigley building in Chicago. Yeah, they're taking a nice photo there. The nice bows. I'm sure it looks better at night. Same with that tree over there. Okay, that's new. So they took down the stage and they're already setting up a new sprung structure, Pioneer Plaza. So we'll check that out later today. There's Michigan Avenue, the Nutcracker. So tonight we'll check out the lights on Michigan Avenue. And if you miss it, you can check out the rerun there. Here's the Christmas tree. People taking pictures underneath the Wrigley building here. And look at this nice view. You get back to the Jewelers building, the Mather Tower, the London House, but there's the Christmas tree under the Wrigley building, Chicago, Illinois, United States of America, planet Earth. But hey, thanks for checking out the lunch walk here. Yeah. We are open during renovations. That's the Wendella. Here's the Wrigley there. Okay, we'll head back across the bridge there. We'll get you views to the St. Regis there, the Aqua, 333 North Michigan, the London House. So you can ring the bell. Bridge House here. Here's the flags. There's your Chicago River view. Trump Tower. Look at that. There it is. Catch the water taxi, the Wendella. People taking pictures on the bridge here. Hey, you got your luggage even. I got everything on the bridge. Yeah, how you doing? Hey, you like the Santa hat there? Yeah, London House there. There's Chicago River, Riverwalk. That's where we just came from there. So the person got shot on Dearborn Street, Dearborn, and in between Randolph and Lake. There was a shooting in front of the Chicago Theater Friday night. We walked through there an hour and a half before it happened. I noticed the crowd was getting kind of spirited. And I got some footage, you know, where the kids were jumping around and stuff. We knew that there was a chance of a quote-unquote teen takeover, whatever that was. Mainly it's just teenagers use any event downtown as an excuse to cause mayhem and ultra-violence, just like the Clockwork Orange. And then when an incident happens, then usually immediately the police try to contain it, and then a lot of times the teenagers start fighting with the police. And it's interesting because the police, they were all over. Like when we walked by the Chicago Theater, there was about 100 police officers in that block, and you can watch my rerun from. We walked right in front of State Street where the Bucket Boys were playing the drums there. You can watch all this live. It's on the reruns there from yesterday or from Friday. When we did it after they lit the official Christmas tree. And we walked right through the Chicago Theater. It was right in front of Channel 7 News. There were about 100 police officers there. I bet you when the shooting happened, there was 100 police officers within a block of where it happened. you know, we knew there was going to be some stupid violence because there was rumors of a teen takeover on social media. So that's probably why they had the internet completely shut down. You could not get a signal there for the lighting of the tree. And so many people are down there, but they don't want people coordinating on social media. They don't want the teenagers trying to do the teen takeover to be able to coordinate on social media. So they sometimes the cell towers don't work well, and I've noticed that. And people are like, "What are you talking about?" But maybe it's just the crowds of people. People noticed when I was on Michigan Avenue there on Friday that my signal was cutting out, and it was because of the crowds, the amount of people downtown for the lighting of the Christmas tree. So it gets chaotic. But yeah, there was a violent incident on Friday night, and thanks for your concern. But yeah, and it was, you know, it was just teenagers shooting at other teenagers. They shoot while they're running away. They don't really aim and shoot. They kind of just spray in a general direction, and then so stray bullets hit other people that they don't intend. But I think the other shot was retaliation. Like the people found the person that tried to, and they got him. And that's what it was. It's this, you know, and that's why, you know, the violence in the city was actually worse in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. But since it was more isolated into the west and south side neighborhoods, now it's right downtown. It's right in the heart of the loop. And that's why people paid more attention to it, because people got their families and kids down here trying to go to the lighting of the Christmas tree, and then this goes on, and then you think people want to go to the lighting of the Michigan Avenue lights the next day, and we know it affects tourism, and you know, it's a hard situation. I know we got to talk about it, but you know, I don't think bringing in the military, like I said, there was 100 police officers within a block of it when it happened, and I walked right through there. There was police everywhere. There was police all over this downtown, and there still was a shooting that happened. Shows you it doesn't matter. You can bring in the National Guard, put them on every corner. There's still going to be stupid shootings. There just is, because, you know, just welcome to America. You know, what's the percentage of people that are packing right on this street right here? We don't even know. You know, thanks NRA. But here we'll head underneath here. We'll show you the lower levels of Michigan here. We'll cross underneath the other side here. And thanks for tuning in here. So welcome to Michigan Avenue here. See, we're up here by south of Wacker Drive here. We'll head across the street here. We got 1 o'clock on the dot. 1 o'clock on the dot. We'll head back to work. So we'll be back on after 5. We'll check out the lights of Michigan Avenue. This is lower Michigan, lower Wacker. And we'll wait for this truck to move out here. Let's see, it's kind of stinky down here. I don't recommend anybody come down here. I'm just showing you how this works here. The streets below the streets here. Let's see if the truck goes. Are you gonna go? Are you gonna go? I guess they're not gonna go, so here. We'll head across the street here. So this is lower Michigan. This is Lakeshore East is all that way. You see how there's a lot of loading docks and stuff, and this kind of ends. Millennium Station's here. You can get to Millennium Station that way. You can get to Wacker Drive. You can cross the river. We're in the lower levels of Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. They filmed the Batman, Blues Brothers down here, Transformers. They use this lower level streets here, and here we'll head right back up the other side. So we'll be back on after 5 o'clock tonight for sure. Probably maybe even a little earlier than 5 o'clock, when we'll do the Lincoln Park Zoo lights. Thanks, mods, everybody, for tuning in. If you missed any part of this, we did ice skating earlier in this live. So thanks for checking out. We'll see you tonight. And thanks for subscribing, gifts, likes, and follows. We'll do the Lincoln Park Zoo lights tonight on YouTube. And check out the reruns both there on TikTok and YouTube. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. See you, Pizza Lisa. Thanks for being on. Thanks, Shauna. And Grandma's Corner and Anita and everybody else there. One Golden Nubian, thanks everybody there. Sabrina, Suburban Garden. Mary Trees, thanks so much for being on. I really appreciate it. Mary Trees, Grandma's Corner, and Pizza Lisa. We'll see y'all.